This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand-bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. All right, folks, we're here live at Cabela's, 200 Terrace Boulevard, Charleston, West Virginia, for their Fall Outdoors Classic sale that they have going on this weekend. This has been a 3-week-long sale that they've got, and we've got some great people in the outdoor industry here today to talk. Some Carl Birchfield from Mossy Oak. He's their Mossy Oak Pro Staff. We've got Dennis. He is the headlines manager here at Cabela's, or hardlines. Headlines, hardlines. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But so get out and get geared up for fall hunting season. You know, they've got this weekend sale going on. We are very thankful for everything that Cabela's does for the youth and keeping our hunting heritage alive, and all the stuff that they do for our community here and the outdoors within West Virginia and all around the country. So, folks, the official day of fall isn't till September the 22nd, but it's already starting to feel like fall outside. I don't know. Is it true that you can actually smell fall, Tiffany? Yeah? Okay. I'm not the only one. So just wondering. Because you can smell fall when it's coming, I think. I think it's like that with spring. You can smell the snow coming, the rain, and all that stuff. But I just love fall. Fall is one of my favorite times of the year, obviously, because of hunting season. Right. But, we've got you just got everything that goes along. It kind of starts the whole holiday season, hunting season off. You've got Thanksgiving right after deer season and right during deer season. So, episode 115 with Chef Paul Smith, 2024 James Beard Award winner for the best chef of the Southeast. That is out now, so be sure to go and check that out. Head over to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast, and check out all of our other great episodes. We've got 115 out now. So don't forget about outdoor-pro-shop.com. You can get 10% off. Use podcast 10, apparitionscents.com. You can use On the Limb, and with Nature's Voice Game Calls, podcast 15, you can get 15% off of products there. So we appreciate all those great discounts and things there that they give us. So our special guest right now is Dennis Treadway, the Hardlines manager. Did I get that right, Tiff? I got it. So please welcome with me Dennis Treadway. How you doing, Dennis?
Doing pretty good, man.
So you're a little nervous about being on the show, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, man, I don't talk. I don't do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So just lighten up a little bit. You want some water?
Nah, I'm fine, man. I'm good.
Okay. All right. So, Dennis, tell us a little bit about what you do here at Cabela's.
I do a little bit of everything. Obviously, I'm the hardlines manager. That entails being over archery, hunting, shooting. You'll see me in fishing from time to time with fly fishing, marine, all of that. So you may see me working on a bow one day, and you may see me over selling fishing reels the next. You never know. This is day to day. I jump all around the store.
Okay. I hear you, man. So you're doing a lot of stuff here.
Yeah,
involved in a pretty good bit of stuff. So how long have you been here?
8 years total.
8 years?
I started part-time and worked my way up.
So you're filling in for Neil today, taking his spot, because he's usually the first one that I interview. So you got the hard part today. You're going to have to thank him for that. So you all had the Johnny Moore steak strips tasting today. How did that go?
I think it went pretty well. I think it was a hit. Yeah, I think it was a hit.
I know every time that we eat those steak strips on air anywhere, everybody's like, oh, my gosh, those things are amazing, because we do live podcasts all over the place. And, Cabela's will donate those for our guests, and they just love them. And a lot of people, it's the first time they've had them because they really don't know that Cabela's offers products like that.
Right, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of those products that y'all offer.
Well, I mean, we sell it in two varieties. We sell the peppered and we sell the original, and both of them are phenomenal recipes. They're really good. We sell a ton of them here. And the taste testing, like I said, today went phenomenal.
Good deal. So August the 8th, you all had the bow archery range, the blow-up bow archery range. That kind of started the sale off for the Fall Hunting Classic.
Sure
So
did.
so did that bring out a lot of youth? Did a lot of kids come out for that?
Yeah, we had a lot of kids shooting out here.
Good deal. That's one of the things that we love about Cabela is about the things that you all do to keep the youth involved. You know, you got to make it fun, and it's for all ages. You know, you can start really young, or you can be 16 and still shoot at the blow-up range. So, or you can be an adult like Thad or Tiffany. Oh, gosh. So you had another y'all have had all kinds of things going on. So the customer cookout, how did that go?
That was a hit, too. That went for, how long we did it? 4 hours, Tiff? We
Sold out.
Yeah, we ran out of hot dogs and everything.
So y'all had hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, cookies, and drinks. Nice. And that's not the first time y'all have done that. No. I've seen it a couple of times, actually, this year. Is that something new that you all started?
I think we picked it up last year. We done it a couple times last year, and it's been more often this year.
Okay. And you all have had vendors every weekend. You have Carl Birchfield. You have Tim. I don't know how to say Tim's last name. I'm sorry, but I don't want to mess it up. So, Carl and Tim with Mossy Oak Pro Staff, they're here. So, and you've had tell us some other vendors you've had.
We've had the guys from Black Widow Deer Sense here. They've been here. I believe that's been about it.
Okay.
Just those two, but both groups are phenomenal groups to talk to.
Yeah.
If you ever have any questions about their products, they're more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, and Mossy Oak Pro Staff guys, they're here a pretty good bit doing different things and trying to, teach people different tips and tricks for the outdoors.
Yep.
Cool. So we've already talked about the jerky tasting. So just tell us, in general, the Fall Hunting Classic about the sale. How is that an every year thing?
Yeah, so every year we have the Fall Hunting Classic. It's one of the biggest, well, it is the biggest hunting ad of our year. Right now, some of the products that's in it, we have sold out. It's been very busy. There's still a lot here. You still got a lot of savings going on, and probably one of the best deals going right now is actually on the back cover of the ad. You have the Big Game Hunter 1.5, and that's $70 off. You don't see that price very often. It's the number one selling stand in our company for $120.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
So,
I mean, Big Game makes good products, and I'm more partial these days, older, to be in a ladder stand instead of climbing up a tree and all that stuff. But
well, they're safer.
They are a little safer, especially when you get older. I've done that in my younger years, but I don't climb trees no more unless it's on a ladder stand, and I need to get me a new one. So I'll probably be picking me up one of those. So this sale lasts until the 28th, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, guys, you have till the 28th to come in here and get geared up for the fall hunting season. Deer season's about ready to come up. Dennis, we thank you for being here with us today. We know you're a busy man. You got to get back to it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad, was it?
No.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we sure appreciate you. And, guys, get out here to Cabela's at 200 Terrace Boulevard, Charleston, West Virginia, for their fall hunting classics going on right now and last till August the 28th. We're going to take a break real quick and hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with Carl Birchfield, Pro Staff at Mossy Oak. Thanks, guys. This episode of On the Limb podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Douglas Barrels, located at 5504 Big Tyler Road, Charleston, West Virginia, 25313. Douglas Barrels has been handcrafting ultra rifle barrels for over 70 years. Their expertise is impressive and unmatched. If you want barrels made by meticulous craftsmen who take pride in their work and do not take shortcuts in production, give Douglas Barrels a call at 304-776-1341. Get your ultra rifle barrel today from Douglas Barrels, 304-776-1341, or visit them on the web at douglasbarrels.net. Do you want durable 100% carbon fiber arrows? Warhead Arrow Company. Warhead Arrow Company is 100% carbon fiber constructed hunting arrows with bone-shattering penetration. Durable, tough, yet reliable when it comes to the moment of truth. Their target arrows are world-class in accuracy and precision, an arrow that target archers can depend on to reach the top of their game. Warhead Arrow Company. Check them out today at warheadarrowco.com. That's Warhead Arrow Company. warheadarrowco.com. folks. Here we are live at Cabela's 200 Terrace Boulevard, Charleston, West Virginia, for a live podcast segment up here during their Fall Hunting Classic. So they've got a big sale going on this weekend, and it's actually been going on since it's been going on since the 8th, and it lasts until August the 28th, so you got plenty of time to get geared up for the fall hunting season. So we just had a little segment there with Dennis Treadway. He's the hard lines manager here at Cabela's, and he does a little bit of everything. Now we're going to be talking with Carl Birchfield. He is a Mossy Oak pro staffer, and they've been here a pretty good bit this year during some of their events and things. So without further ado, please welcome with me Carl Birchfield, pro staff with Mossy Oak. How you doing, Carl?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. So this is the first time we've met actually in person, but I've actually seen you there on Facebook. You have a pretty good presence on Facebook, and you do a lot of promotions there for Mossy Oak. And Mossy Oak's known for their bottomlands pattern. That's one of their biggest things. But they also do a lot for conservation and stuff like that too. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But Carl, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in hunting and the outdoors.
Well, I got started with my dad, like most young men. Probably around 13 years old. He got me my first shotgun, H&R 16 gauge, and I took that thing and squirrel hunted every day with that.
Nice.
So that's what got me started.
So I talk to a lot of people and ask them those things, just how you got started in the outdoors and hunting. And a lot of people say squirrel hunting. So have you noticed that, being with you working in the outdoor industry? Has that been a lot for the youth and how people get started in the outdoors?
Yeah, typically that's what you hear. Most people starting as squirrel hunters.
Yep. So squirrel hunting there with Dad. Tell us a little bit about your youth and hunting.
Well, just squirrel hunting there started. When I first started hunting, really, there wasn't a lot of deer in the state of West Virginia, so deer hunting wasn't really that big. We had you had some does, but you was doing really good to see a buck if you see one there. So I mostly concentrated on squirrel hunting, small game, rabbits. I deer hunted when I could, but like I say, that wasn't really a big thing. There just wasn't a lot of deer at that time.
Yeah, and I remember the times that you're talking there. How old are you?
I'm 57.
57. Okay, I'm 43, so you're a little older than me. But there's a good bit of time there within the state of West Virginia where there wasn't much deer, and we used to hunt a lot in Pocahontas County. So, what county did you usually hunt in?
Mason County.
Mason County.
Yeah.
So Mason County's more known for turkey, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And waterfowl. There's a good bit of...
Yeah, we're along the high river there, so there's a little bit of waterfowl.
Okay. That's one thing that I haven't seen pick up much here in West Virginia. Now, the DU banquets, they do really well. We've had Greg Hicks on, the president of the Ohio Valley chapter. We've had him on a lot. Yeah, me and Greg's really good friends. But I just think that duck hunting is not as big, and it hasn't really taken off in West Virginia. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, West Virginia is, I think it's known for the worst state for waterfowl hunting, and so it just, I don't know why, but there's not a lot of it here.
We're not in a good flyover or flyway is what they call it.
Yeah,
so.
we're in the Atlantic, but where I live at, it's pretty close to the Atlantic end.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've duck hunted a couple times, not much. I love it because during duck hunting, you can actually sit there and talk.
yeah, that's one of the good things about it. Yeah,
you can't do that during deer season.
No, you can't.
Or turkey. You definitely can't do it during turkey.
Yeah.
You can't move during turkey season.
Yeah,
that's one of the big things. My son, he has went turkey hunting one time. I'm going to get him out more next year, hopefully. But I just haven't taken him at a young age because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I didn't go turkey hunting at a young age. I started out deer hunting myself. So tell us a little bit about turkey hunting in your world growing up.
Well, there wasn't really a lot of turkeys back in either. When I didn't really.
Basically, Carl's saying we didn't have any wildlife.
They wasn't. That's the truth. Was just when I grew up, it just wasn't a big thing.
You think that was because people was so into hunting back then, or was it the harsh winters that we have, or different things like that? Because back then we had harsher winters than we have now.
Yeah, I'd say I probably had a little bit to play with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't start turkey hunting until I was in my 20s.
Okay.
So, like I say, there just wasn't anything. We just didn't know of it.
Yeah.
There wasn't any around my area where I grew up at.
Yep. So Mossy Oak has played a big part in the turkey conservation. They just put out that The Fox and the Colonel.
Yeah.
The documentary thing.
Yes.
And that was one of the best documentaries that I've ever seen. I sat and watched that, and there's things that I learned there that I never even knew.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I've always worn mossy oak camo back in the day, and the bottomland stuff, and just the regular camo there for fall and stuff. But I just didn't know some of the conservation things and how they pretty much had a real big role in the NWTF.
Yes, they did. They played a big role in bringing turkeys back.
Yep, they sure did. So you all, talking about the NWTF and the different banquets and stuff like that, you all go and help out at some of these banquets. Tell us about some of those that you attend. Yeah,
we go around. In fact, last Saturday did a banquet, NWTF banquet in Gallia County, Ohio.
Okay.
And I went in and helped set up, get things ready for the banquet, and help maybe do their game, raffles and all that stuff.
Cool.
Like that.
So kind of like how you do Ducks Unlimited and stuff too.
Yeah, basically the same thing. Yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot of volunteering that goes on in these conservation and outdoor companies. And we're very thankful for the people that do that. So thank you for your volunteering for those. So like here at Cabela's, when you all come and do these vendor days, do you all tell us a little bit about what you and Tim do?
Well, we come here and we promote mossy oak and its licensees or partners.
Okay.
And then if Cabela's would actually need us to help do a game or do some or put on a seminar, and we do that too.
Okay. So you're helping out with the Cabela staff and stuff like that as well?
Yeah.
With all the events? Yeah. Okay, cool deal. All right, so how long have you been a pro staffer for Mossy Oak?
I'm thinking it's pretty close to 16 years now, somewhere around there.
Do you know how many they have nationwide?
Not an exact number, but I know it's quite a few.
Quite a few, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'd say. I just a roundabout number from me thinking, I think it was in the tens of thousands.
I don't know about that many. I was thinking close to 1,000 maybe. But
really?
Of pro staff.
Okay.
But I could be off on that myself. So.
Yeah, I'm not for sure, but I heard at one time it was in the thousands. So, but I don't know. So you're not only Mossy Oak pro staff. Tell us a little bit about what you do here in West Virginia with your own little business.
Okay, I got a little thing that's called X-Fowls. It's mostly waterfowl because I love waterfowl. And
okay.
I do other types of hunting too, but waterfowl is my passion.
Waterfowl's your thing. Okay,
yeah, I made up with it. So,
yeah.
So, even though West Virginia is the worst state per se of
but
waterfowl,
there is a lot of ducks that are killed here.
Yeah. We are pretty successful.
It's a real slim season though.
Yeah.
I mean, the season lasts for a good bit, but. You got a real fine line of when these ducks come through.
Yes, yeah.
Especially wood ducks and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
typically, a wood duck's pretty good in the early, like October when our early duck season starts.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
And we usually do pretty good in that. Then as the season goes in mid-season, where I hunt at mid-season's a so-so. It could be good or bad. I mean, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
It just depends. Then late season is really based on the weather for me where I hunt. If it freezes up in the area that I hunt, then I'm pretty much done.
So you're hunting on the Ohio River most of the time?
I hunt some on the Ohio River. Mostly I hunt WMAs and private property.
Everybody talks about McClinic. Is that one you hunt a lot?
Yes, it is.
I've never hunted there, but I always hear people talk about some stories from there.
Yeah,
I mean, some people I've heard some people get into arguments about taking over the blinds, and you got to be the first one there. And
yeah, there's some stories in it. It's changed a little bit though since when I started hunting.
Well, that's good. I mean, I know I've heard it's taken care of really well by the state. So.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Is that the only place that there is that has blinds set up like that is a WMA in the state of West Virginia?
No. Well, they don't use the blinds anymore.
Okay.
They have they have posts with the number on. That's just they call it a shooting station now.
So can you take your own blind in there?
Yeah, you can take a little pop-up blind, I guess, and set it in there.
But you can't leave anything there.
No, you can't leave.
I got you. Well, that's cool. I was under the impression, like I said, I've never been there, but I was under the impression they had actual blinds built.
Yeah.
Did they used to have those?
Yeah, they had them, but it was mainly used in October. They have what's called a control hunt or a lottery hunt.
Yep.
And that's when they use those blinds. Then in the late season, you can hunt anywherever you want to, first come, first serve.
Nice. So being a waterfowl hunter, what's your favorite bird to hunt? Is there one that you want to hunt that you haven't yet?
Well, I got my number one bucket list bird is a widgeon.
Okay.
I'd like to get a storm widgeon.
Nice.
That's it.
Is that something that you can take here in West Virginia?
Now, they have been some seen. I have yet to see one in West Virginia, but they have been guys here in West Virginia that's got them before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So when I first got into duck hunting, I got into it pretty big, got everything to duck hunt with. And I haven't done it much since then, just because I really don't have the time to hunt much anymore myself. I try to make time to do it, but with the game call business myself that me and my brother started, this podcast, regular job, family, it's a big balance.
Oh, yeah.
So how have you done with the balance of you being in the outdoor industry, family, and work and all that stuff? How's that come about in your family?
Well, my wife pretty much understands when hunting season come in. That's it takes.
You're not going to see me very much.
Yeah, especially duck season. It takes over, so that's what I'm doing.
Well, that's good. It's nice to have a female companion that will allow you to do those things.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
or that hunts with you.
Well, I wish she would, but she won't hunt. But that's putting politely, letting me.
Yeah, I got where you're coming from. Yep. So that's awesome, man. That's great. Yeah. I love hearing it. So where'd Tim go? Did he?
He had to run.
He had to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many other guys do it? Is it just you two, or
no? Shoot. Typically, there's like 4 or 5 of us.
Okay, so y'all just rotate.
Sometimes we ain't got nothing going on. Like today, there's guys doing other events, other places in the state and in Ohio. But if nothing's going on, we'll sometimes all meet here and we'll do stuff here.
Gotcha. Going back to talk about waterfowl, I was going to tell you we went to a duck hunt up in Maine, and we went up there only for sea ducks. That's the only thing we went for, old squaw.
That's my number 2 bird right there.
We went up there for that bird, and we come back with 3 of them. So
that's cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was pretty good experience. We were supposed to go on a guided hunt, and that didn't pan out. So I had a pro staffer up there that was helping me out at the time, and we stayed at his place. And he had a boat. I think it was his boat or his brother's, and they took us out when we hunted off the jetties there. But have you ever seen Northwoods Law?
Yes.
It's not on anymore.
Yeah.
But one of the game wardens actually came and checked us while we were on the jetty. It was nuts.
Well, that's pretty cool. I guess, as long as you was legal.
Oh, we was all good, yeah. It was awesome because I was the first one he checked. You know, he's making sure you got your plug and your gun and all that stuff. And it was just cool because he come in. He didn't like interrupt the hunt or nothing. He came in real nonchalant, checked us out, and went over. And John Fowler, I don't know if you know John Fowler.
No, I don't.
He's big into duck hunting too. He was with us. He actually shot a bird and killed it while the game warden was standing there. It was funny because the game warden was like, "I'm not trying to interrupt y'all's hunt," because he had done checked all of us. And he hunkered down. We actually got a picture of it. He hunkered down near the rocks there on the jetty.
Yeah.
And John shot this bird, and then he got up and left. It was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I was like, man, that's great. Yeah. But in your years of hunting, how many times have you encountered the DNR here in West Virginia or other states?
I've past 2 years, I've encountered them 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for what they do. Before it was natural resource police officers, they were still police officers, or law enforcement, but it wasn't called that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people thought, the game wardens, if they're not out checking you, they're just out picking up trash and doing all that kind of stuff. But they do a lot for conservation as well.
Yes, they do.
And I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah,
so.
I am too. I mean, I was legal, so I didn't have no worries. But they was really, they was polite, and we talked about the duck hunting. After they checked me for everything, and
I've been checked fishing, especially trout fishing. We trout fish on shady, Shaver's Fork a lot, and I've been checked there. My son's been checked. We've been checked at ponds. Just in parks and stuff that we fish and ride now a lot. Wine Cellar Park, we fish there a lot. We were down in Barbersville one time, and I think my son was only like 6 or 7, and we got checked while we were sitting there on the bank. He walked around and checked everybody on the bank. But, I've never had a bad encounter with one, thankfully.
Same here. I've been checked 3 times, like I said, and it was all during waterfowl season. And each encounter was, wasn't bad at all. It's not like the horror stories you hear about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And sometimes you wonder, like, did it really go down like that?
Yeah.
Because every guy that I've talked to, every officer, they've been just the utmost professional, and they do their job.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah.
They actually have a little bit of I don't know what you would say, customer service, I guess. I mean, they're good with dealing with people because they know that they could encounter a problem or not.
Yes.
So. But they don't want to interrupt your, hunting.
In fact, when I was the ones I encountered, he was waiting for me in my truck instead of coming where I was hunting.
Oh, really?
He just sitting there waiting at the parking lot for me to come in, and he just checked me.
Well, that's cool.
Sometimes I didn't have any ducks, but
yeah.
he checked me if I had my limit and checked my gun and license. And then, like most time, we sat there and just talked about duck hunting or some type of hunting or something like that.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things that we were at Real Deal Outdoors last weekend. We were going to come up here, but we had already had that scheduled for Real Deal Outdoors. They had a hunter hangout. And Jamie Ferguson, I don't know if you've ever been to Salt Rock down there, his shop. But
no, I know where it's at, but I've never been there.
He's got a great place down there. And it's primarily archery. He's got a lot of archery stuff. Big time. I mean, I think they're like top 100 Matthews bow salesman, or they sell the most, like 5 years running. So, but they do a really good job. And that's one of his visions for his shop, is to kind of turn it into a place where people can come and talk about hunting and their experiences. And, because it just, now that they've, that's one thing that I don't like that the DNR, well, it really wasn't the DNR that done it, but I guess it was the state legislators took away the check-in stations.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And I'm just like, and we've talked about it before. I was like, man, I wish you'd have just left the check-in stations and still implemented the technology along with it.
Yeah, because where I live there's a little country store across the river, and that was a check-in station, and a lot of people gathered there, and we'd always go over there and listen to the story and look at everybody's deer. And
the camaraderie between hunters is it's great, getting together and just talking about your hunt, how it went, and you learn a lot that way.
Yes.
I think that's one of the reasons why. That's not most of the reason, but that's one of the reasons why we have a decline in the outdoors, is because there's not enough people talking about it and keeping it in the ears of our kids.
Yeah, I totally agree on that.
I wish it was, and that's one thing we try to do with our podcast, is just to kind of get it out there, keep the hunting heritage alive for the kids and the youth and the people of old that, maybe you want to take, somebody's father hunting or something that don't get out much, just to get them out in the woods. So, but Carl, we sure appreciate it. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we covered just about everything that I would know.
That you would know?
Which ain't a whole lot.
No, you're good, buddy. We sure appreciate what you do with Mossy Oak and here helping Cabela's out, and appreciate your time today.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yep, no problem, buddy. All right, guys. Well, we're going to have some guys on with Black Widow deer lures, I believe, here in just a little bit. But be sure to go check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts, and check out all of our 115 episodes that we have there. So we'll be right back with some guys from Black Widow Deer Sense, and after a word from our sponsors. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com.